And they had that man on the leash, bro. But CJ is a dog.
He's a dog.
And people didn't understand, like, in that locker room, CJ was a dog. And his teammates knew that. We didn't have that dog leadership last year.
All right, welcome back to episode 61 of the Scarlet and Blue Show. We just got done recording. Awesome guest on. Cleveland Mike was on for the part 5 of the 10-week war, which was a ton of fun here. So listen to that in a little bit here, but a couple housekeeping items to chat about here for the first bit.
A little bit of news, you know.
A little bit of news. The first one is we're recording this on Thursday, so news of some transfer portal, some exoduses, and at Michigan, Jeremiah Beasley, freshman linebacker, second year's Amir hiring,
Amir Herring,
yep, lineman, and then DJ Waller, which was I think the biggest surprise of them all. Yeah. He was competing for that CB2 spot, and I've got notes here from the spring game, which feels like an eternity ago. But one of my takeaways was I love that battle. I thought between Jair Hill and DJ Waller be a great competition for quarterback 2. And as of now, that's not happening, friend.
Yeah.
So a couple things, man. I think one is a lot of Michigan fans and a lot of Buckeye fans, rival fans are trying to pour on it, which is fine. I get that. From one perspective, this is the way college football is now. I mean, you guys got 21 people in the portal. We've got 14 now, maybe 15 people in the portal. Michigan State lost everybody and their mother. God. What happened there?
Everybody.
Texas is losing people.
Yeah.
Contributors too. I think this is the way it is. Now, that said, back to Michigan. Disappointing for whatever the reasons are. Is it NIL reasons, Garrison?
Well,
is it cash checks not cashing, promises being made but not delivered? Is it guys not wanting to compete? Is it coaches leaving? Could be all of the above, could be one, could be none. But there's clearly, I don't know if it's time to panic. I don't think it is. Much to the chagrin of many of my haters and Michigan haters out there. You know who you are. But I do think there is, we talked about it with Mike. There is a need for depth as the season gets extended. And if you want to make championship runs, there's going to be the need for depth. And you also with these bigger conferences now, you're getting fewer cupcake games. You're getting few off weeks.
Yeah.
So it's just it's important, man. And the more these guys drop, you lose some of that. So that's my reaction to the transfer portal. I think Waller, I'm disappointed in that one. Really surprised by that one. Beasley, freshman, I thought he had a bright future. Just seemed like he had the goods, had the tangibles.
Yeah.
And then Herring, it's a busy offensive line room. Again, you want depth. It's been around for a while.
I was looking. He was on the 2 deep.
Yeah. Yep. I think he would have competed. And so to sit here and say, is there a culture problem in Michigan? No, there's not. But there's.
You guys call everyone else's exodus of players leaving a culture issue. You guys,
I know the fans do.
And to be fair, based on the last month and what you guys have been in the news for, calling your culture into character would not be a crazy thing to do. So,
it had some black eyes. Yeah, the spring game was entertaining and fun. Now, I think spring people got to realize
that you found that entertaining.
Oh yeah, and here's why. I thought that let's call it what it is. It was a celebration of the national championship. They had the ceremony beforehand. Rings came out. Former players were there. And the draft's in Detroit, which was a couple days before. So what would be a couple days after. And so there's some excitement over on that side of the state. But that's really what it was. Now, Michigan spring game is a draft setup. So you pick players. So you're not going ones versus ones, twos versus twos. It's a very intermingled lineup. And so it's hard to really tell. So offensive line, you watch them, and sometimes I thought they looked really good push. Other times, not so much. But that's the result of just different guys playing with different combinations. So, initial thoughts. Let's call the first one how it is. The quarterback position is going to be interesting. Alex Orji had a tough start to the game, passing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Thought he came into his own a little bit in the second half. But if you really paid attention to that game, none of the stars and starters were playing in the second half. So you're playing 3 and 4s in the second half. Yep. So people got really excited about Davis Warren, which I thought he made some good throws. He looked pretty good, but I don't know what to really make of it because against who they're going against. His touchdown pass, I had to look up who number 29 was.
He was a walk on
the corner. Yeah. So it's like Kendrick Bell. It was all I love my fan base, but they're all like, "Oh, Kendrick Bell, is he wide receiver too?" And he torched a walk on. And so it's like, let's have a little bit of perspective here. I think that was the
I didn't see that. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So it'll be interesting to see between Orji and Warren. I think Denegal's out of the picture. Unless something comes up. But I think Tuttle's still in the mix too. He was hurt, but he was the second string last year. He was the backup. So that'll be interesting. Thoughts on the quarterback position? I know you have some.
I don't get. I'll put it this way. I feel comfortable with my Ohio State Buckeyes defense with any single one of those guys playing in Columbus as a quarterback for Michigan. You want to walk Tuttle in there, a guy who's been in college for 7 years and has been able to take a position, fine. You want to start Alex Orji, who thinks a 20-yard pass has to be a 50-yard pass, and I mean, fine. You want to take Denegal, be my guest. You want to take Davis Warren, the walk-on guy, and I respect his journey and his story. Be my guest. Don't bring a freshman in there. So I mean, it wasn't bad. Like Orji wasn't bad, but I wasn't wowed. I didn't learn anything about him.
That's a good way to put it.
The best aspect of his game is running the ball. He couldn't do that. At least you're not going to do that in a spring game.
No, QBs weren't live.
I mean, I think he was 5.8 per pass.
Is that what it was? Yeah,
and it's not that, you know, like most spring games, everyone's not going to play like Arch Manning. But
he looked good.
But I don't know. If this was the quarterback situation at Ohio State, I'd be very afraid. And the only reason I'd be very afraid is because you're going into a year where your offensive line is not good. It's probably gonna be really good. It won't be as good as last year, and there was a drop off from last year to the 2 years prior. You're
losing all 5 starters on the offensive line.
Yes, and another guy who says 6
and line. Tackle. Yep.
Yeah, you're losing. Everyone says, who's that tight end? The second tight end you have with the H name.
Marlon Klein.
Marlon Klein. Sorry, Marlon Klein. This is very fast. 4.4 tight end at 240, 250. But can he block? And that was where AJ Barner's that's where he came in for that, because Colson Loveland last year wasn't much of a block. Well, he can block, but he's not as much of a blocker.
That's good analysis, Garrison. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And then you're talking about take away all your receivers. You lost 2 already. And then you're talking about a running game, which should be fine. The JJ McCarthy, for as much crap as I give him, was the most efficient quarterback on 3rd and long last year in college football. I was talking to Lawson the other day, and one Michigan fan didn't like me saying this, but of course, this is Lawson saying this. I said, bro, Lawson said, bro, we're going from our 1st round quarterback to a guy who might not get drafted.
That's a lot to even say he'll get drafted. Yeah, I know what you mean.
No. Right now, today, Bryce.
No. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing.
He's not gonna. I don't ever see Alex Orji getting drafted as a wide. It's not that I'm talking down on him, looking down on him. I don't think he's ever get drafted as a quarterback. And you've been playing quarterback your whole life. Why? No one's gonna draft you as a running back or a tight end.
Yep.
So I mean,
yeah, there's things to be.
It's a very interesting quarterback situation.
It is. It really is. It is. I saw enough of Jaden Davis to be excited. He's a freshman, so let's take it with a grain of salt. But he rolled out
You saw my notes, and I put he looked more comfortable than Dillon golf.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So I like him a lot. I think he's the future, and he looks like a little bit of JJ. So if things go south, maybe he comes in. Cornerback position, I told you already about that. I was really excited about that. And then to have the news with Waller recently, that's tough.
Yeah.
We got some gaps at wide receiver. I think we need to hit some on the portal here. So there will be a need for wide receivers. You know me, I'm not quick to jump to the portal, but
how do you feel about your defensive tackle depth?
Not overly concerned.
Because Rayshon Benny's hurt right now.
Yeah, he should be back though.
Okay.
He should be back. We got some guys, at Cameron Brandt. We got some guys, some young guys who I think will be ready. Okay. So D-line not concerned about, and then offensive line, a guy mentioned that already in the spring with the spring game being out of order, tough. So,
which is why I was hoping I don't understand why they do the draft. I feel like you should want to get your unit together.
Yeah, fair point. I think it creates that competition. The steaks versus hot dogs.
I guess like if you do a draft, singular players can stand out more. But
yeah, probably, yeah. So we'll see, man. We got our first commit, Nathaniel Marshall.
Yeah, a big
get kid out of Illinois.
I have.
Watch out! We're storming back.
I have a theory though. I don't think he's. I think he's using because all right. So I comment on this photo from Hayes, right? Because he picked Michigan over someone else and Ohio State and someone else. And someone
we beat Ohio State, yeah.
Ohio State was never like they offered him a scholarship, but they weren't actively recruiting him like at all.
I think it was just a early smack talk.
I think he did it, Bryce, to up his payday. I don't think you guys gonna be the school he finishes with.
You don't think so?
I think he simply did that for a bigger payday.
Okay. All right.
I do because it's happening. A lot of kids because I guess the kids tell him who to put on there. A lot of kids this year have been putting Ohio State on there, and they are not being sought after by Ohio State like that. You might have the scholarship. You're not being pursued as others as you make others to believe. And I don't want to put that on the kid, Bryce. I don't want to put that. But it's crazy that when you're not when you know that your university is not pursuing a kid like that, and they go and put your name on there, it looks. Come on.
Yeah. No, dude, it's college football is absolutely insane right now. I'm saying nothing new, but it's the Wild West, and there are no rules, obviously, but there are standards and precedents that are being set that we've never seen anything like this. And I think it's chaos, and a lot of people are getting upset. I think rightfully so, but I also think this will eventually level out. I think realities are going to set in, and schools will stand out. So it's crazy now. And, so I don't even know what to really predict. So I don't even know how much like ground I have to really stand on there. But I also just think, I think chaos will level itself out at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
It has to.
I agree.
So.
And I think we forgot to mention this, but congrats to Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
The GOAT of college football for getting his Heisman back.
If you're a person though who doesn't accept him winning the Heisman, then I don't know what to say to you. So I'm glad it's official now.
Yeah,
I think he's still suing the NCAA though.
Well, and listen, and you know what, Bryce? And now that we're here, NCAA, I know you guys are separate from the Heisman, but now that we're here, we're all doing the right thing. 2012 season.
Oh my gosh, you guys have to make it about yourselves. Oh my.
We want that season back, and we want the Terrell Pryor Sugar Bowl season back.
Do you want the Natty in 2012? You guys can claim that national championship.
I think we should just claim.
Yeah, that would be.
Why not?
That'd be on par.
I think we would have walked into a national championship that year.
12. No, it was 11. Who won in 11? That was an Ellis. Texas?
2011.
Texas Bama?
So
Yeah, can't beat Oregon. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think Urban came in 2012.
Yep.
And we went 12-0. Yeah.
Hey, you know what you need though when times of chaos?
Tell me what we need, Bryce.
You need an insurance agent you can trust. Dillon Riches of the Riches Agency, Farm Bureau Insurance. You know, trust, integrity, and personal service still matter to a lot of people. These values are alive and well in Farm Bureau Insurance agent Dillon Riches of the Riches Agency. Dillon offers service that's convenient to you, appointments that fit your schedule, and he'll get to know you face to face. Trust him for all your insurance needs. You just need one good insurance professional in your life. Make a Dillon. Call 616-600-0083 today. Farm Bureau's Insurance, Michigan's insurance company. All right. Welcome on to part 5. Right, Garrison? Part 5 of the 10-week war?
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
And we welcome on a super special guest today. Mike joining us today. He is the host of The Fans Edge and Buckeyes BS with Best Damn Media. Looking at your Twitter here, at 216_wildboy. Go give him a follow. But Mike, is it Cleveland Mike? Cleveland Mike? How
you call me Cleveland Mike, whatever
Mike?
you know. Yeah, it's whatever.
All right. Awesome. Well, man, thanks so much for jumping on, talking it with us here, breaking it down. Yeah, man. Pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I know we've been talking about getting together for a while, so I'm glad that we were finally able to make this happen.
No, man, for sure. Bryce, so it's not only Chris Drew. Wow, it was not only Chris Drew who was someone who didn't like me at first on X Twitter. there was a time, Bryce, also where Mike couldn't stand me. Then I understood why. Probably the same reasons. It's hard to argue with me sometimes. But yeah, I'm sure you didn't know that, Bryce. So I thought I'd inform you on that.
No, that's good. That's good.
I don't even remember this stuff. See,
I
thought we were always cool.
No, it was over. No, it was it's the same thing for Chris. It was during those me caping for Kyle McCord days.
Oh yeah.
No, that was before the season.
Yeah, we were definitely divided then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There was that division between your guys' fan base with the quarterback situation was wild this year.
It's still division.
It's still bad. It's still bad.
It's not going to stop until someone shows us that they're that next first round pick. I believe. And I mean, and to be honest, I don't even think that it has to be that because, like, I mean, JT Barrett was a Heisman. JT Barrett was a Heisman finalist until he lost Tom Herman. And I mean, I'm not going to blame him for what Urban did to him, But if you go back and look at his stats, once Ryan Day got in there as his QB coach, his stats were closer to his 2014 season.
I think it was his best year.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Wow.
Other than that one game that we
we don't.
For those listening who don't know, what game was that?
I don't even know.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Don't even remember.
Hey, some team, some team in the
some
Carolinas,
night game,
some team in the Carolinas. I couldn't tell you who.
It's all right. It's Cleveland Mike, Buckeye fan through and through. Those of you listen regularly know that I am not as deep in the Twitter world as you two fine gentlemen are. So I got a fun intro with Cleveland Mike here, going right at it, which I love it. So let's go into that. Mike, what's the quarterback situation at Ohio State? And real quick, let me introduce the closing topic here, which we give all of our guests the opportunity to have a message for their fan base and a message for the rival fan base. And based off your Twitter feed, I'm sure you've got lots to say about the fans up in Ann Arbor. So think about that one. We'll come back to that. But yeah, man, the 2024 season's obviously looking promising for you guys. Let's dive in quarterback play then. If it's divisive now, who's your guy right now? Who do you want?
To be honest, I'm already on record saying I just want the best guy. I felt like whatever happened last year was just a little too political, and here at Ohio State, the best guy should play. I know some people in the fan base is like, hey, whatever you gave this transfer, Will Howard to come in, right? He should be the guy. You gave him all of this money. But I try to tell people, why not look at it, if it's a real quarterback battle, and some of the reports is that Devin Brown looks good as well. Why not look at it as, hey, that's $1 million well spent that just helped elevate our quarterback room into someone being better. That's how I look at it as. And whether it's Devin Brown or Will Howard, I'll say this. I just think that Devin Brown probably allows us to open up the field a little bit more than Will Howard from what I've watched on tape from the two quarterbacks. So I would prefer the quarterback that's able to allow us to open the field up more. But hey, those guys get paid $1 million for a reason, is what I'm told. So.
Yeah, and I mean, as a Buckeye fan, I personally am in agreement with you. Whoever plays, I don't care who the quarterback is. To be frank with you, whoever gets us to the championship is that's who I'm fine with. Whether it's Will Howard or whether it's Devin Brown doesn't really matter to me. Now I am part of the camp, Mike and Bryce, who say you don't bring that guy in this year. This is his 5th year, correct? So you don't bring him in this last year for no reason. And so,
has the guy ever got a chance to redshirt because he was forced to play his freshman year, right?
Yeah.
Played his sophomore year.
Junior lost it to Martinez, who had been starting.
Yeah,
already.
and then had to finish off the season. Midway, right?
Yeah, and then last year started the whole season, but had a freshman behind him who's going to take the spot the next year.
Yeah, so that's 4 years. So he's never redshirted.
Yeah.
Why can't he redshirt?
Because it's
a good point.
Because
I'm just saying, why not? If you lose the job and you're not the guy, is it not possible you could redshirt and then go somewhere else?
I'm gonna be honest. The only reason I say no is because next year we all know who the quarterback is going to be next year. We all know who the quarterback is going to be next year. And truth be told, after him, I think we all kind of have an idea of who the quarterback is going to be after Julian Sand. So you got to play him.
Oh, I'm not saying red shirt and stay here. I'm saying he could red shirt and hit the portal is what I'm saying. I didn't say stay here.
I feel like when Howard hit the portal, he was kind of the hot quarterback, and you guys came off that bad game against Mizzou, and Kyle McCord left. And I think if you could go back and do it again, I don't think y'all would take Will Howard. I think if you knew you would have Julian Sand come in, you would. Would you really?
Yeah.
I don't think. But my thing is Julian Sand isn't for this year, right?
No.
Me, that's a quarterback battle next year. And to be honest, he's gonna have to battle out with Aaron Nolan. I don't think Aaron Nolan's going anywhere as well. So I'm looking forward to that battle. But I mean, honestly,
and Tavian St. Clair.
I mean, my whole thing is this, man. May the best man win, and I just hope that it brings out the best. I will say this: the thing about Kyle McCord was he could have came back and competed. It wasn't go somewhere. It was just you're not guaranteed your starting spot. We want you to compete. And I mean, that either brings the dog out someone, or some people don't like that and they go somewhere else. And that's my whole thing about it is I know like some people in our fan base just don't like Devin Brown or whatever, but
that was weird.
In this, it's very weird in this day and age in the transfer portal. We're upset and want a guy to leave, right? Who's not scared of competition. He wants to battle. He wants to compete. He said that from day one in his very first interview when he got to Ohio State. So I just don't understand how people don't like that. And I hope that it brings out the best in that quarterback room. So I will say this. Will Howard to me is a more mobile Kyle McCord because there's some things in his game that I see from Kyle McCord, but he's just a little bit more mobile.
Yeah. And he's played more games. There's that too.
Yeah, the experience.
But Mike, just to go back to what you said about Devin Brown, I think I mentioned this to Bryce a few times, but I feel like people forget who Devin Brown is. He's not some nobody. On three had him as the #1 overall recruit on their rankings. So he thinks he's that guy. And like I said, I don't think Will Howard showed that he should start over Devin Brown. I just think that Devin Brown has to wow me in order to start. But Devin Brown can play football. He just gets hurt easily. And he has freak access when he gets hurt. They're freaking.
I mean, I wouldn't. I
they're
don't really like
freakish.
the fact. I don't like the fact that people say that, man, because like the way he was getting bent back on that pile in Penn State, like that
happened though. You got hurt.
Yeah, it happened, but I'm not really putting like how many times does that really happen? Like it doesn't happen that often. How many times have you seen an Ohio State player just get completely bent back? I think the last time that happened was JT Barrett. That's how long ago it was. The last time Ohio State player got injured being bent back was JT Barrett. So I mean, like to sit here and say, and then also let's talk about the injuries that JT Barrett went through.
I
mean, so to sit here and say
you'll never hear me defend him. I won't defend JT Barrett for anything.
I'm just sitting here saying to sit here and put this on his kid and just be like, he gotta show me that when JT was beaten, JT got beat up by the cameraman before the Team Up North game, and Dwayne Haskins had to finish the game off.
That did happen.
I'm just saying. So
cameraman hurt JT Barrett.
So I'm just saying, bro. Like, I don't think that we should just be putting that on him because also a lot of people don't talk about the injuries that Will Howard has had in his career too. So it's just not fair.
Fair is the place they judge pigs.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna give you that one. All right, Mike, what's the key to finally
and excuse me, guys. Just keep talking, please, but give me 20 seconds. I'll be right back. Just keep going, please.
Okay.
I forgot something, but continue talking. I'll be right back. I can hear you.
Oh boy. All right. Mike, what's the key to finally beating Michigan this year?
Oh man. Honestly, I feel like we have the defense. Honestly, the key is aggressiveness. That's honestly the thing. Be aggressive. Don't be out there timid. I know it looked Kyle McCord looked timid going out there. The leaders. To be honest, I think Ohio State, where a lot of teams were able to keep some veteran guys, Ohio State didn't do that. Like those guys, that were the top elite guys, third year gone. Like you might have had one, but like what you're seeing this year, the guys coming back, I think that they're being more vocal. I'm hearing that they're being more vocal. They're holding guys accountable. And that type of stuff is the aggressiveness that you need out there. We heard about how the guys were walking back to the locker room and you heard, one person talking on the defensive side, but you didn't hear anything coming from the offensive side. And then also when I was at the Cotton Bowl at Jerry's World, because I'm down here in the DFW, when I was there, I was watching the defense and on the sidelines and how they were talking to each other intense, and then the offense just sitting there just like, yeah, what's next? Like, so I think that mindset has to change. I'm hoping that Coach Mick, that's something that he needs to install. That's something that he needs to get out of that offensive side. But then also I think that you bring in a guy like Coach Locke. I know that I'm expecting some aggressiveness from these running backs, and then Trey to also step up as that leader and be aggressive too. So,
I think though, at the end of the day, Garrison, if you have a question, Ryan Day is still your head coach. Does he not set the tone for the offense? You don't think he's the issue?
I don't think he's the issue. A lot of people have been thinking, especially in our fan base, that I just cannot stand Ryan Day or whatever. I think that Ryan Day issue is I think he's a great coach. I think his one issue is the way he evaluates talent and what he does with that talent. And my issue is not playing younger guys and getting them the reps that they need in blowout games, because you saw like the J.J. McCarthy throw, right? that young kid should have got way more reps than what he had got. Flat out. Those type of things. And like you see Caleb Downs, he got better. He was one of the top players in the SEC, not even just as a freshman, just period, in the SEC. And we saw how he was getting torched in the beginning of the year, going up against Texas, and he was making these mistakes, but he continued to get better and better as the year went on. And I mean, the thing is when you talk to some Ohio State fans about putting the young guys in, oh, look, he made that mistake. We know they're going to make mistakes, but it's supposed to be able to be coached and be developed, you know? So Ryan Day, I think we had the defense to go ahead and beat y'all. We didn't have the offense, and he evaluated, I think, the wrong quarterback. Someone who was, again, like I said, Kyle McCord was too timid. You need someone who has that dog and that aggressiveness to them. I remember Urban Meyer having to bring that dog out of Dwayne Haskins and saying, no, you know what? We about to run him in this Maryland game because guess what game is around the corner? You know what I'm saying? You had a JT Barrett who was a dog. You had a Justin Fields who was taking rib shots, getting hurt, going on the sideline, had to go to the medical tent, coming back on the field, throwing touchdown passes. You had dogs. You had CJ Stroud out there, and a lot of fans want to call CJ soft. And I tried to tell people Ryan Day had that man on the leash, bro. But CJ is a dog.
He's a dog.
And people didn't understand, like, in that locker room, CJ was a dog. And his teammates knew that. We didn't have that. We didn't have that dog leadership last
year. Go off. I mean, I feel like Ryan Day's got to listen to you here and say that. I think
I'm just a Twitter coach.
No, I think it showed itself, and no Buckeyes are going to listen to me here, but I thought it showed itself, and it's easy to like CJ because he never beat us, but I also do think his coach screwed him over. I think he screwed you guys out of a national championship, especially against Georgia. Some cowardly coaching. So, yeah, we'll see. We shall see.
Cowardly.
I like how Bryce be giving them backhanded compliments.
No,
like, he be sneak dissing in there, bro.
He took everything you said and tried to just shit on it.
I see exactly what he be doing, bro.
My goodness, man.
You give me 3 wins in a row after a decade of what I went through. I come up with some things.
No, Bryce. Most of your life, Bryce, the program was trash. I understand. I can't relate to that, but it's okay.
Football started 3 years ago. You know that.
Come on, okay. I have Mike. Did you listen to the interview with Josh Pate and the Ryan Day?
You know I did. I had to. I had to.
So then, someone like Bryce here has said that a lot of the guys came back because they're just selfish. They don't have any selflessness in them. They're all for each other. They don't play for each other. But in that interview, which I know you listen to now. You had Ryan Day talk about the Junkins and Travion situation and how Ryan Day, he knew he can get Junkins there, and he talked to Travion first, and Travion said, "Hey, whatever makes us better," and then Junkins was all for it also. Just speak to that, like just how much this team is for to people like Bryce who think everyone's only bad because of the money. What do you say to someone like Bryce?
I don't think that interview tells it. To be honest, I think that you got to go to the players' interviews. I think you need to even go back to like Marv interviews. Talk about the recruits, how they talk about where they've been all of these other places, but you can tell there's a different brotherhood type, and I think that brotherhood was there. I don't know if Ryan Day talked about it in the interview, but I just remember hearing the players talking about that they had a meeting. All the players who are potentially about to come back, right, had or potentially coming back, or they could have went to the draft. They had a meeting, all of them together, and talking about how special it would be for them to come back for the brotherhood. They could have went and made millions of dollars and said, hey, this is selfish. This is about me and my family. This ain't really the whole message that I've been getting from what Ryan Day has been saying about the players, and then what the players are saying is this ain't got nothing to do with us as a person. This has everything to do what they want to do for Ohio State, what they want to do for the Ohio State fan base. What they want to do is turn the tide. They actually, it was Lathan Ransom's interview that I just watched yesterday too. Lathan Ransom's interview that I just watched yesterday. He was talking about that, the meeting that they had, and how they just want to come back. For, like he said, I'll be talking to Bobby Carpenter, and yeah, we got this brotherhood even with the past players and the former players, but I don't feel like I'm up there because I don't have those gold pants.
Bring a tear to your eye hearing that,
bro. And it's just like that's what they want to. That's what they're coming back for. That right there, they want to bring.
So not the millions,
bro. It's not even
the
that.
Benjamins.
And then I mean, if you want to. And then if you want to talk about, like, we could talk about Ryan Day himself, right, in that interview, if you want to bring that interview up, and just him saying, like, I have the visions of what it's like, what it would be like for Ohio State beating that team up north again. And then he said, I have visions of Ohio State winning the national championship, and what's that like for those millions of fans watching behind their TV or in that stadium. He has visions of that, and he said he wants to be at Ohio State for a very long time. So, but you got to win championships while you're at Ohio State. Win. And so, I mean, I'm excited. A lot of people say, "Oh, he can't beat them." I seen him beat them I seen him beat him in as an offensive coordinator. I seen him beat him as a head coach. So I mean, hey, people can say what they want, but once Ryan Day finds his niche, man, and here's the thing, bro, he's a young head coach, right?
This is year 5,
6,
year 5 or 6,
year 5 or 6,
year 5 or 6, and it took Kirby Smart 5 years, but guess what he got? He got to learn under Nick Saban. He had over 10 years of experience under the GOAT, Nick Saban himself.
Yeah.
In the college profession. So also, then you talking about Ryan Day. Most guys, like, this new wave of getting a young coach to be a head coach. And you're seeing all of these young head coaches end up having some type of speed bump. Kirby had it. You know what I'm saying? Lincoln Riley's having it. You're going to go through some ups and downs, man. And the thing is now you're doing it on the biggest of stages. And then you just look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Of course, Ryan Day is going to have the biggest criticism. Yeah. Ohio State fans, we draw the numbers. Yeah, we lead in the numbers year in and year out.
No, he mentioned that. Yeah. You're the most watched team in America.
Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is.
You mentioned national championships. You mentioned championships. You got to win championships. Assuming one of those national championships. Is it national championship or bust for Ryan Day this year? If he does not hoist that gold trophy, is he gone?
I don't think that he's gone if he doesn't host the gold trophy. I think that he needs to get to the playoffs, look good in the playoffs. Because the thing is with this extended playoffs, anything can hurt. Here's the thing. You could get past that one game in previous, right, semifinals, and then you just play in one more game, right? Now, what happens if 2 of your top productive guys go down? Do you have depth? This is what I think no one is talking about, because everyone's talking about the stars. No one's talking about the depth going forward. Yep. And I think that is what's going to be determined. Now, do I think Ohio State has depth? Yeah, but I do think that we have depth concerns in some key areas as well. So can I sit here and say natty or bust? As a fan, I don't want to say that, but here's the thing. Ohio State has to do it because the players have said it. They got to do it.
Yep. Good, Garrison, before you – good – I don't like this Cleveland Mike. I like the one on Twitter more. That was way too rational. It made way too much sense. No. Hold on. Go ahead, Garrison.
No, I'm pretty sure I said Natty or bust, haven't I, Bryce? Or no?
I've pulled it out of you. I see, Mike.
Okay.
I'm not letting Buckeye fans get off the hook here because February and January, I heard so much nonsense. Not nonsense. No, not even gonna backhand y'all that way. But so many call them guarantees, soft guarantees. So I'm making sure Garrison, voice of the Buckeyes on the show, honors that.
Well, I've been given a hard guarantee for the last few weeks. Well, last week it was we wouldn't give up more than 175 pass yards per game all next year.
Yep.
I forgot what the other one was, but no, I mean everyone's healthy. Yeah, it's a natty or bust season, but everyone's not going to be healthy. That's not college football. I mean, but back to what Mike said, it's depth. Why did I keep harping on the fact that I don't care that they're playing thud in the spring game? Because it's the spring, and I care that everyone's there at the end of the season. Like eventually, I mean, take the situation that you guys have in Ann Arbor. You guys have some highly talented guys on your team the past 3 years. Like going from quarterback to running back to safety to corner to lineman. You had top 100 players. Not everywhere, but a lot of key places. Eventually, all that depth has to play. Going into a season where you might play 16 to 17 games, you need to make sure you have deep pockets. And when I say deep pockets, I also mean deep talent and deep depth. I think Ohio State has that in most positions except for tackle. Maybe going back to what Mike said earlier, we didn't play any young guys. I cried all year to have Luke Montgomery play. That's because I knew that next year, chances are the offensive line is going to change up a little bit because we get red tackle. But I mean, unless you're telling me a freshman quarterback is playing or we lose 2 linemen, yeah, it's natty or bust, without question. I think we have the depth for it. The only person, if the only team I will accept losing to is Georgia. Outside of that, I don't want to lose anybody. Or yeah, that's that. So
yeah, I think depth is a concern, and talking about the Michigan situation and the transfers that we are seeing today, which some very surprising. Others, I'm sure you guys really want to talk about this.
Can you name some for us, Bryce? That you know about?
Nah, you can look it up if you need to see it. Jeremiah Beasley, linebacker, who was on campus for a cup of coffee.
A bagel.
Amir Harry.
Wasn't that y'all top defensive recruit?
Sure was.
Oh.
So dang, he didn't even stay a year.
DJ Waller, another one. So yeah, I think you guys nailed it. I think that depth in a potentially 16 games. That's crazy. 16 game season. One guy goes down, and to have that big of a gap between 2 and 3, I mean, or between 1 and 2, and shoot, even between 2 and 3, that's problematic.
So especially for take you guys for instance. You've lost 2 safeties to the portal now. And one's injured. Your top one.
We lost 2. Yeah, just one to the portal. Right.
One to the portal. One injury.
Waller's not a portal.
He's
not a safety. He's a corner. Wow. He's a 6'3" corner.
Yeah. Kentucky man. Like, message to your fan base, and then message to the Michigan fan base, and don't tone down for me. I've seen you. I follow you on Twitter. Come on.
Oh man. Message for the Ohio State fan base. Hey, like the player said, man, it's natty or bust season. The way I think that we should look at it is let's wait to see what the quarterback and the right tackle look like. I think at every other position, I think we are good. But I think that Ryan Day, he just needs to be aggressive. I'm hoping for an aggressive season. I'm hoping for Jim Knowles to get add that 2022 defense back in there, because I feel like the issue with him running that in 2022 was we didn't really have the guys on the secondary for that type of scheme. I think we got those guys on the defensive side of the ball. So that'd be my message for the Ohio State fans. And then for the team up north fans, man.
Michigans.
Oh Lord. Hey, they hate when I say that. I don't understand. It's like it's been part of like we call each other different names, have different words and letters. Like,
yeah.
It's always I don't understand why I get so triggered, man. But hey man, I'll say this. It's been a fun ride, hasn't it? I hope y'all enjoyed it. Back to life. Back to reality. Hey, let's go. That's my message for you.
Oh man.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it,
that's
man.
It?
Hey, yeah, y'all going down, bro. It's a wrap for y'all, man. Y'all gonna be fighting with Oregon for number 2, maybe Penn State for number 3.
Who knows? US fighting with USC.
No, I can't say USC because they ain't got no trenches, bro. I get at least Team Up North got some trenches, bro.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So
watch out for Luke Fickle. Is whiskey on y'all schedule this year? Is whiskey on y'all schedule?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was about to say they really screwed y'all schedule. Like they said, y'all gonna make up for playing them cupcake schedules back to back, boy.
Well, it's Texas at the jump. All right, let's see. Wisconsin.
Shoot, Texas might not even have no DBs, but can y'all throw the ball?
So earlier I went to go grab something, right? So
no boy.
So my dad, he brings this to me. We were talking. He said, "Hey, I gotta show you something." And he says, "Why am I receiving this?" He goes, "This has to be a prank or something." Because I never. He says, "I graduated from Ohio State. Why am I getting these?" In the mail, he found this. It's a Michigan alumni like magazine. And I said, "Hey, can I see it?" He goes, "Do something with it. I'm gonna throw it away." But yeah, Bryce, if you could talk to your dad, he would.
I'm sure he subscribed him to that.
Yeah, he had to, man.
I have the utmost respect for your father.
Nasty. That's nasty. You can't be sending this.
Hey man, hey, you could go start a fire with that, man. Yeah, bonfire night. Yeah, bonfire night. I see it in the future.
It's a nice day in the Midwest. It's a nice day in the Midwest.
Hey, that's a bonfire night right there. Yeah.
Mike, what? Before we go, man, this has been awesome. Before we go, though, player you're most excited to watch, and don't take out the big names, take out Downs and Judkins, and then the returning stars. But who's one you're looking at this year?
The one that I'm looking forward to seeing, CJ Hicks. CJ Hicks, man. This guy was a 5-star coming out the state of Ohio. I heard he was too dumb to play here, man. But
number 1 linebacker in his class.
Yeah, I mean, all I've seen from this guy is I knew he was our best coverage linebacker since he was a freshman. Flat out. Seen it in the spring practice, back to back to back to back. And then anytime like I do get to hear like the young guys or him, thudding up or tackling, I actually hear the pads like hit. So I'm very excited. They say he had a big level up this spring. He should be starting. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how our linebackers look because we haven't had twitched up quick linebackers like that since what? Jerome Baker,
Urban Days. Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Shout out to Bill Davis for ruining the linebacker room at Ohio State. The real ones know.
I feel like you guys had some good back. We had this conversation. We ranked the last 10 years, the backers, and I feel like you've had some good linebackers come through that you guys don't give credit for. Baron Browning, wasn't he?
Dog.
Hold on. It's not that we don't give Baron Browning credit. Oh, we give him credit. We just didn't get to see him.
Yeah, well, he didn't play. We didn't
get to see him much, bro. We didn't get to see him. They told us he was too dumb to play here, but then look what he did in the NFL. Don't get me started.
It's a shame. I mean, we haven't had. I mean, even before that, we haven't had a James Laurinaitis, AJ Hawk type of linebacker in a while. Ryan Shazier. If we had a Ryan Shazier type of linebacker, I'd be overstaffed. I'd do anything for a Ryan Shazier type of linebacker right now.
I mean, have you even seen anybody play like Ryan Shazier?
No.
Exactly. When you talk about generational, that's what I would say. That's a generational linebacker, bro, because what he was just able to do. And the thing is I don't think that he weighed as much as your normal linebackers back then. And what he was able to do to offensive linemen and to get him off of them, I think was exceptional, man. So
No, man,
I hated what happened to him, that whole injury and everything, man, because I thought he was on his way to a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, man, he played like he had nothing to lose, and Hair was one of them. So I mean, it was
all right. On that note, Mike, absolute pleasure having you on, man. You see what I have to deal with. I just feel like if
that wasn't good. That wasn't good. That wasn't good. That wasn't a good joke.
I'll leave it to you guys to decide. But go follow Mike here.
I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Thanks we'll have to do this again. This was a ball, man.
Oh, no, thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, man. We'll have you back on for sure. All right. Go Blue.
OH.
IO.